everyone. And we're live with Michi Matsuda, who's actually a very, very famous builder, very talented builder. We're very happy to have you on the video chat.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks so much for inviting me, Terence. It's my
Great.
honor.
It's an honor, pleasure and honors all ours, Michi. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know, well, let's get straight down to it. Maybe you could share with us about how you got started with guitars.
Yeah, I started it. I came to the US 97. So my first introduction about guitar making is at the Roberto Ben School in Arizona. And that was in 97. And I attended it. I try to remember. Yeah, my course was, I started at the summers to winter time. And that was a great introduction to guitar making. Before that, I was playing guitars and I like music. I like making something by hand. I didn't know anything about guitar making. So yeah, and that was a great introduction. I've learned from the very, very basic stuff, which I needed, and especially power tools and how to maintain the power. Yeah, how to set up the power tools and machines and jigs. And I didn't know anything about it. And I didn't know how to set up the pencil braids to the pencils. So, yeah. So I was there about half a year. And the end of the course, and Abin Somoji, who is a very well-known guitar maker in San Francisco Bay Area, and he was looking for the apprenticeship. Some possible candidate for apprenticeship. And when I hear about it, that was a great opportunity. So yeah, I didn't think about anything. I just said yes. Yeah, I like to come to the area. So yeah, then that was the Then I came to the San Francisco Bay Area to be apprenticeship. And I spent him at shop about 3.5 years. A bit between there. A little bit of I went to the Taku Sakashita's shop a little bit, and I came back to the Abin shop. And at the same time, around the same time, I started working at the Griffon strings instrument, which is a great like long-running guitar shops, very established guitar shops with the guitar repair department.
It's Frank Ford who runs the repair department there, right?
Richard Johnson.
Yeah.
That's a great place. And then I started it. After 3 years, I still continue going Griffon instruments 1 day a week for guitar repairs. But I finished that. Yes, about after 3.5 years, I finished the apprentice of Abin. Then I started at my own shop at Oakland, California. Since then, I'm at the Bay Area and still continues to make guitars.
Oh, wow. That's great. And maybe you could share just a little bit with us about your building philosophy and sort of how you like to approach building your guitars.
Building philosophy, my main focus is flat top acoustic guitars, and I make about 7 or 6 guitars a year, and it's a very I like to take times in each month most of my orders are custom orders. So I take time and I talk to my customers and yeah, discuss about the sound and variabilities and the preferences and aesthetics, everything. And I start 2 guitars. I normally do the work on the 2 guitars at the same time. And yeah, I try to, then in a year, like 6 or 7 guitars a year. Then maybe 1 time or 2 times a year, I do special project. For some case for guitar shows, I'm attend, or sometimes just for my more like expression, more like express, like artist do, more expression myself, and kind of like a one-off type of project between guitars and art type of things I make. I do once or twice a year. And yeah, philosophy, let's see. When I started it, at the beginning, I was thinking more like a traditional way of building. For instance, let's say following the, like 30 mountains. Or, of course, I'm finishing the album show, like so much.
Of how he approaches the 6 or 7 builds, about how he looks at the aesthetics and the sound before we cut out. Michi, would you mind just repeating that for us? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so when I guess that, yeah, like a philosophy about my guitar making, and yeah, again, I really appreciate the whole conventional guitars and traditions of the guitar making, and actually history. Knowing the history is a great thing to go outside of the traditions, and without knowing the tradition, how I can know the outside of the tradition. So I respect all makers and Martins and Fenders, Gibsons, and also Masters works, Abin Samojis, and where I come from. I respect all guitar makers and guitar making and histories. At the same time, I like to express myself. So I'm not making, I'm not, this is, for my guitar making, I'm not interested in so much to making a copy instrument. So I like to, rather than doing that, I like to express myself. And so that's my philosophy. And also sound, thinking about the sound, I started to think the audible sound is just one part of the good sound. And when you're playing guitars, and you have a more information from playing guitars, and sometimes, when you hold your guitars, you feel vibrations. You are always seeing your vision. You have always vision from the guitars, maybe audience, and when you see the guitars, you can see the fretboard and you can see bodies, and maybe you can smell wood from the guitars. Also, all of the sensations, I start to think they are part of the good sound, like a component of the sound quality. And also in your brain, always you have some type of minds, like how do you call that? It's not stereotypes, but some already built up imaginations, or maybe thought, or can be legacies. Tradition is a part of it. It's inside of your, it's come from your learning. Tradition, you didn't see your tradition. You have to learn. So that also traditions, legacy, those type of images is also part of like mind images, image inside of you. Maybe, yeah, images, icons. Yeah, those are also good. Actually, large part of your sound, good sound. Yeah, good sound. So, but so far, when you see the traditions, a traditional way of thinking good sound is always audible sound. And I would like to explore more about the conception of the good sound. So that's one of the reasons I tries to focus on the aesthetic of guitars. At the same time, the audible sound is important, but aesthetics of the sound, aesthetic of the guitars, and images of the guitars, and also our experience from the guitars is all, yeah, good part of the sound, good part, like yeah, that's all thing is the meaning of the good sound, quality of the sound. So I like to explore not only the audible sound, but other stuff come with guitars.
Right. So it's like a whole body experience.
Right.
Can be said.
Yeah.
Right. Great. And thank you very much for that. Maybe I could invite you to show us maybe some of the things that you're working on, if that's okay with you.
Yeah. I show you. I just started it. I'm in the process. Just started it, 2 guitars. Yeah. So this is my Goba deck, and right now I'm gluing part of the braces on the back.
The back, right?
Yeah. It goes to it's Matsuda N1 guitar, and it's a guitar. It's part of acoustic guitars, and it's a little slightly larger than the OM size, but it's my own body design, and this is trade for this, and I'm gluing. It's a go. Yeah, this is the go bar. It's kind of like a traditional way of applying
pressure, right?
Pumping pressure.
Yeah.
So and some guitar tops and bars, like a half made, waiting for the future builds. And this is the main section, a good size for just 1 people. Luthier studio. And I don't have any special machines and jigs. Most of the work is done by my hand. And very basic drill press, like a standard machines and standards and thickness standards.
Right. That's pretty. That's pretty basic. I've seen smaller shops with way more jigs and fixtures and things. So, is it fair to say you enjoy doing many things by hand?
Yeah, I like doing something by hand. So, and I enjoy doing it. It's nice to feel while I'm using the hand tools. It's actually, you can feel the wood. And feeling is one of the important. Yeah, you can have a very, very important information from the feel. That's one thing I've learned from Samoji shop. And for instance, how make thickness of the top or thickness of the back. I rely on my feel. Feel means touching, flexing. Also the visions is important, and also here also tap tones. But feel is, yeah, you're surprised how humans' fingers has a great sense of touching. And you have lots of information from it. For yeah, like yeah, sorry. Yeah, back to the thickness of the top. I used to be measure. It's not scientific approach, but I measure more things and calculate like stiffness ratio stuff. But now I more rely on the feel, how much I feel, how much I hear. So yeah, hand tools are good for that because when you use the machines, it's just 2 seconds you can make a thickness. But
yeah,
initial thickness I use machines, but I always come back to my hand and doing by hand work.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, and also I don't have that much specialty jigs, and I use template and like there's some molds.
Yeah.
Molds and some template, but sometimes it's much faster just doing hand work.
Yeah. Are you bending the sides by hand as well, or are you using a side bender?
It both. Sometimes I touch up. Yeah, I use the bender, especially for frame, like a figured material.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I use bending machine. I show you is yeah.
Right.
Yeah, bending machine is a heat blanket, but that bending machine it's never get perfectly bent. So after using that, I always come back to the heat irons and I do handing. I touch up with my hand.
Right. Right. Yeah, I always have a lot of respect for people that bend by hand. I never was very good at that. Thank you very much for the brief shop tour.
Welcome.
Great, and thank you very much for joining us. I look we should catch up again soon. I think as your guitars kind of reach completion, maybe we'll set up another meeting so that we can catch up and you can kind of show to the viewers.
Sure. Yeah.
Thank
you for thank you for again. Thank you for inviting me.
Great. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Thank you.